Cord, you've got a client that we worked with that, they came in as a startup before they'd even launched. It was pre-launch mode and they were very committed. So maybe tell a little bit about that client and what they looked at and their digital and physical strategy and how they've succeeded.
Yeah. So they were startup, but, were really well organized, but they really wanted to make sure they were adopting this, the correct strategies to move forward, particularly in the digital field. And so as they looked at our platform, our app, obviously they liked what they saw a lot. But as we, discussed more, we talked about the need to still support with some of the traditional physical tools, if you will. And so they immediately, of course, adopted the app. We began to develop that with them, but then we started working on their starter kit. And part of that whole process as well was helping them again develop their content, their story, their messaging, and so that we fleshed out the starter kit. Part of that, as we collaborated, we really wanted to emphasize the need for a customer path and a distributor path experience, both in the kit and in the app. And so
it's been ahead of the time, right? Because now we do these things with the separate pathways and the FTC encouraging customer acquisition, but this was a few years ago. And interesting, maybe tell a little bit about that kit and how they took that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it's been a huge success. The kit actually has a customer kit inside the full kit, and so the distributor gets to see what their customers receive, and it just helps them understand, how to be what their customers are experiencing, how to be successful using the products, and then the distributor side lays out their path for success on building their business. And we took that content from the kit and we repurposed, used to create the different assets and content to go into the app for sharing digitally. And so on top of that too, we develop, we have an online store, shopping cart store that we provide, and they do that as well, and that's accessible through the app. And so all these things, again, synergize to help support their distributors. That's the end goal, to help these distributors be successful, give them solutions and tools to be successful.
And I think that was the interesting thing for me, where it wasn't, hey, we need one solution, we're looking for a silver bullet, right? They had a strategy that was saying, we know we need to combine digital, we need to do physical, we need to have an app, but we need to also be able to have branded gear. And I mean, it was very well thought out. And the companies that take that approach, we talk to a lot of companies, and sometimes, I shudder at some of the conversations when they're like, I just need this one thing. If we can just build this one thing, it's going to solve everything, right? Which isn't the case. You've got to have this hybrid approach. So Adam, maybe you could tell us, one of your recent, success stories of one of the clients you've worked with who's taken the same type of approach.
Not only to that point, McKinley, there's not just that one magic tool that's going to work for all companies across the board, but we have to be able to, innovate based on, for each company, their needs. And so when we talk about start kits, there's not a cookie cutter templated kit that we can come up with. I think Cord and I have been working this year on, at least a dozen kits in different stages of production, whether it's the content creation, the design, the printing, the kitting, the, fulfilling, doing all of that. It really, we've had to adapt to our clients' needs. There's not just one single option that works. And I think, a lot of the start kits we're working on are clients that reached out because of our app, joined on with our app and said, now we need a physical counterpart to the app. But one that, that sticks out for me recently, just because it was kind of a labor of love, is this kit that we did for a client that was actually already very well established, already a big company, and doing well. But they came to us and said, we've got a pain point with our current welcome kit. It just doesn't meet the mark. We send it out, the new enrollment probably flips through the pieces once, shelves it, and then never thinks about it again. And so we said, well, let's see what we can do to further this thing and make it something that's of value. And so we discussed, first it's got to be able to train the new enrollment on what to do within their first few days, their first few months. Obviously a trained distributor or that has info is going to stick around and actually build the business. But not only that, this particular kit has samples of every single thing in their product line, so that the new enrollment can take and talk to each product and say, I've tried them all, I love them all, or maybe this one's a miss. But not only that, there's also some samples in that kit that the new enrollment can use to give to their neighbor, their friend, whatever, and so they can instantly start building. And so instead of this, hey, I'm hyped on this company, I've enrolled, and now I've got to wait a bunch of time to get a start kit, and then what do? We're now providing them a kit that they are able to go build with instantly by having samples and giving them out. And they also have that digital counterpart where they don't even have to wait the 5 days for their enrollment kit. They can go log into their app, and the wise companies, will give some credits or give some samples that they can use immediately out of the gates. And so you can send a sample right as soon as you enroll.
That's the thing that I love about it now, the addition of technology with these physical tools, right? We have several companies that, hey, the moment you enroll, a text message is sent out. Welcome to our company. Click here to download our app. They get in the app, they're onboarded. So while they're waiting, in years past, they may wait a week or 10 days to get the starter kit in their product. And some people lose the excitement, or maybe they talk to their spouse and what did you do? Whereas now they enroll and instantly they're getting that. They're going in, they're learning, they're onboarding. And like you said, some of our clients have, digital samples that they give them. And so I may be even sending samples out through the app before I even have my product,
Exactly.
It's a really powerful way to do it. And then 4 or 5 days later, I get the experience with the kit. I open it up and, I think it's been a really powerful way that, you and Cord have helped, tons of companies find this strategy and the right fit for them to make it work.